Jurgen, congratulations. That's a big result. What did you make of the performance?
Good, very, it was a very good performance, but a very difficult start. Obviously, situation really. Situations that they really don't help, like the first goal. Obviously, it's from my point of view 100% foul and nothing else. But it shows the problem with VAR as well, because it's the ref doesn't see it. I'm 100%. Mike Dean was next to me and he was like, "Have a look, have a look." So you want to read it, you need to have a look. And then the VAR says it's not clear and obvious, because you can maybe say in England the arm like this is still allowed. I don't know how that's possible. Yeah, but then we wanted to fight back before the game, so then we had to fight really back. Did that, put them under pressure. Did of good stuff, had really good situations, scored wonderful goals, played really good football, but of course always with the second ball fights were again quite tricky. Tried to adapt to that then in the second half, of course, with the change with Verge, but yeah, the opponent can adapt as well then, and but we did it better second half. But the set pieces were still there, yep. And that's always it's a big strength of Bournemouth, and so we had to be 100% concentrated. We were, and so we deserved the 3 points. That's all I wanted.
The 2 goals, they were more in Liverpool's character. And you stole the ball from the opposition and made the most of it.
Yeah, 100% was good. That makes all the difference if you have a good formation, if you're in the right spaces. For example, the second goal, the pass to Sadio. The last line was exactly where they had to be. In that situation, really high. It's not always about a high line, but in this situation, you have to, if you push up, and then you can fight for the second ball with a different number of players. So we put them under pressure, win the ball, and Verge can play that pass. So you finished it off exactly like we wanted.
James Milner picked up the Man of the Match award. The clearance off the goal line would probably be enough anyway.
Oh, 100%, 100%. So for sure, apart from the goals, the situation of the game I wouldn't have been too surprised if that ball goes in, because it's a little bit the situation. We have much more of the game, chances, control the game. And with the little things the opponents do in the moment, too much. That's the truth. But here.
Did everything. They pushed on at the start and went in front, but their normal service was resumed with a helping hand or two in familiar fashion, with Mo Salah 100th Premier League appearance and Sadio Mane. However, Liverpool's returning captain was needed there to make sure of the 3 points. And in the end, in that second half, that proved to be a pivotal moment from James Milner.
Didn't it just? I mean, we'll go straight into it, shall we?
Yeah.
And it was his fault in the end. At the start, I must admit, he redeemed himself with an amazing clearance. But you see here, tries to play offside, doesn't he, Owen, and gets caught out. But what about this for a recovery?
Brilliant. I mean,
as good as a goal.
That is one of the hardest things if you're not used to playing as a fullback, which he isn't. Is that offside trap here? But his recovery run, his dedication, you get that from James Milner every time. It was a huge moment in the game. But that one there, just that running behind is difficult to judge. Well done from Billing and Fraser. Adrian's just a bit late, but he's smart, James Milner. He knows where he needs to be at the right time.
Adrian does clip Fraser there. I think it's worth pointing out, and you can see there he's asking the referee whether it's a penalty. I think there's very little contact, and of course the goalkeeper can't really get out the way. Tiny contact, not a penalty for me.
OK. Mo Salah wishes he could play Bournemouth every week. Every time he's played them for Liverpool, he's scored. He had a helping hand in today's, though.
He did. He did. Well, I mean, we'll look at the 2-1 to start with, and as you say, Salah in possession of the ball. Again, that trio trying to link up. But I think it's Bournemouth here messing about with the ball in a tight area. You need to space out when you get the ball. And they almost kill themselves in many ways, leave a huge gap at the back. As you see, centre-half does well initially, but then once he's out of position, the last thing you can do is lose possession. He doesn't recover quick enough, and Sadio Mane will... Last person on the pitch that you want to give a chance to in his form at the moment is that guy. What a finish.
Yeah, they transition. Well, that's what they did when he first came over, Klopp. I haven't seen it as much lately, but when you make mistakes like Bournemouth did, they made 2 in the game. They got Mane on that form is unplayable.
And what about the mistake for 1-1?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, in the first half to Bournemouth, they played really well, but they made 2 mistakes which cost them dearly. And that one there, that you just can't go in there. You can't take a touch like that. Michael said at half-time, not a great ball from Mane, but that's so smart finish from Mo Salah there. Just that mistake there, you know, making errors like that at Anfield is impossible. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used to say about shooting between the legs, Mo. Did you do that?
I mean, on occasions, I think he tried to do that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, his head up to look where the goalkeeper is, but you instinctively know where the goal is. You know where the goalkeeper will be moving if you cut inside, so you naturally can do it without looking up. But I just think if Eddie Howe, as a manager there, I mean, how demoralising must it be? You're putting a great game plan, your team have played well, but 2 real bad mistakes. And I mean, you can be the best coach in the world, but if you've got players that are just going to make silly mistakes, and a team like Liverpool that are going to punish you, then no wonder they're near the bottom of the league.
Yeah, 100th Premier League appearance from Mo Salah. He's marked it with yet another goal. And when you look at those first 100 Premier League appearances, he's right at the top in terms of the goal tally. 70 ahead of Fowler, Suarez, somebody else, and Sadio Mane.
You know I hate this. You're just trying to wind me up.
Can't help it, can you?
No. Go on, you explain why. I'm not going to.
No.
No, I mean, obviously. Not myself apart, but there's some great strikers there, and Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, to be in that company. I mean, Torres and Suarez in particular in recent years, and then a legend like Fowler. It's great numbers, that it really is. There's no other way of looking at it.
And also, as we pointed out at half-time, Mo Salah, the first man to score 20 goals 3 seasons running for Liverpool, and you have to be a real top striker to do that, because the last person to do it was Michael Owen. So in all seriousness, you don't like the graphic, but that is some consistency from Mo Salah.
It is. I mean, you know, scoring 20 goals, it almost seems the norm nowadays. And Mo Salah coming to a new league, I suppose. I mean, he had experience as well, but not even being an out-and-out centre-forward, and the progression in his game has been quite immense over the years. And you would say at the start of his career, you would say he was an average finisher. Now he's a world-class finisher. That can improved upon. I always say that instinct is probably something that you just get or you have, but quality of finishing, his has improved. and so has Mane as well. So I think it's great that Liverpool have got two of the top goal-scoring, attacking players in the world of football now, and valuable to their team.
He's now done it consistently, Mo Salah. 3 seasons in those numbers.
Yeah, and I think Jurgen Klopp deserves a lot of credit. You know, managers want to buy world-class talent, but actually, how about turning these players into world-class players, which he's done in Mane and Salah, in Firmino as well. I think they obviously have a brilliant talent, but he's molded them into demanding what he wants them. They developed into world-class finishers, as Michael said. Credit to the management as well.
Talking of the manager, let's get the views.